On the west coast of tropical Africa, the first Europeans landed, namely the Portuguese. In 1482, the caravels of the Portuguese expedition Diego Cao anchored at the mouth of the Congo River. Diego Cao and his comrades limited themselves to the fact that they forcibly took several local residents to Lisbon. After 10 years, Cao returned to the mouth of the Congo River, this time accompanied by missionaries. The monks launched effective measures to introduce the savages into the Christian church. In a very short period of time, the monks baptized about 100,000 pagans. The head of state of the Congo also converted to Christianity. The capital of the Congo-based state was renamed San Salvador. Now, let's see what ethnic groups inhabited the Congo in the 15th century. From the 13th to 18th centuries, the main ethnic group inhabiting these lands was called Kongo, which translates as assembly. It's a tribal group of Bantu. Here's a look at what they look like. Yaka tribes also invaded these territories. These are the ancestors of the current Bayaka. Together with the Yaka, the Bangala tribes launched raids. This is what these tribes look like. If you look at these photos of the tribal people who inhabited the Congo in the 16th century, we won't see anything unusual. We know from school that Africa has always been inhabited by black people. An English blogger once again threw us an interesting book. This is an atlas of the 16th century and will tell us all about the Congo. The book is of excellent quality with its wonderful illustrations and will include a link in the description. Here's our first illustration. Here we see well-dressed Portuguese. On the right in the illustration, we see white people in cloaks and stripped to the waist. Another depiction of the Portuguese ambassador kneeling before the white king of the Congo. According to history, we know that at the time the Congo was ruled by a black-skinned king. Here again we see well-dressed Portuguese, and beside them white people in silk skirts and stripped to the waist. Europeans didn't dress like this. Look at the people beside the king. They also wear skirts and don't look African. The next illustration, we see white men who have, to put it mildly, not European clothes. A little further, we see a large city with a tower. They are all located in the Congo in the 16th century. Just a European city in Africa, even though Europeans haven't yet managed to build such large cities in these years. In this illustration, we see people with grey skin. Their facial features look more like Italians or Arabs. The European city can be seen again behind them. They have a cape on their waist. However, in this illustration, we see women who look like Greek women, but their skin color is unusual. They don't look African. Also, once again, we can see a huge stone city. Here again, a white-skinned man in strange clothes against the background of the same city. Here's a wonderful illustration of zebra. Commonly, it's depicted correctly, just a zebra against the backdrop of a European city. Moreover, here we see the animal world of the Congo. All the animals we are so familiar with: elephants, monkeys, snakes, foxes, and dragons. Here's another mysterious illustration where all Europeans and people in skirts burn some strange creature. Completely incomprehensible green creatures. Here, a masterpiece of a white man in a skirt butchering through a human body. Looks like he's going to make dinner. Also, what do the rest do? They just drive away troublesome dragons, perhaps to provide meat supplies. This is the Congo in the 16th century. Here are some white people armed with clubs and spears fighting each other. After all, this is Africa. There must be half-naked black people or Portuguese with muskets. In the following illustration, there is a detachment of Amazons. Generally, Amazon children fight men in skirts. It seems that this is some kind of forgotten page of history. If you believe this book, then Africa was inhabited by white people. Also, In some huge European cities, people defended themselves from dragons. This is a very unusual book. You'll say that dragons are just fantasy, but for some reason, there are now myths about Kongamato in the region of Kongo. In 1923, a book of the famous writer and naturalist Frank Melland, In Witch-Bound Africa, was published in London. Moreover, a large header of just 3 pages dedicated to our interests. In the very center of Africa, the author laid various vague information about a strange animal called Kongamato. According to the natives, it used to live in the swamps of Jundu, where they stated that the Kongamato looked more like a huge lizard with wings of skin similar to those of a bat. The size of this creature varies from 2 to 20 meters. Well, it's completely devoid of feathers and its skin is bare and sleeky. Moreover, its beak is equipped with teeth. What a coincidence that there is a book from the 16th century where people hunt either pterodactyls or dragons. Even now, if you look at the word Kongamato in Yandex, you will find many stories about this creature that was seen in the same area.